for the first time ever, doing a pan those eyeshadows. I haven't been panning just because I was super tired when I was pregnant. The first year of my baby's life was a bit hectic and wild and crazy. So yeah, he's one now and life is getting back to normal a bit and I'm feeling really good. So we're back. I started doing pan those eyeshadows just in the background mid-December 2024. So I thought, I've committed to it, I'm consistent, it's fine, I can now make a video. So I'm gonna do it a bit differently. I only actually own 3 palettes now and honestly they were so unused, so I've just been trying to use them as much as possible and I want them to look as loved as possible. I have said that I'm not allowed to buy myself a new eyeshadow palette until I hit 10 pans, whether that's through the project or organically. 10 pans is the aim of the game, to be able to buy a new eyeshadow, and I will obviously show you guys what I buy because it's exciting. That's my goal. Every 10 pans I can buy a new eyeshadow. Because if you were here before, I loved eyeshadow, I loved panning, but when I got pregnant I had a whole room for all my stuff and then I had to move everything in here. Also, not a cute background because we are currently updating our bedroom, so everything looks like bad word. Also currently having to film by very noisy windows, so apologise for that. Hopefully we'll have a better setup as time goes on, but obviously wasn't really prepared for this. I just sort of woke up today and was like, do you know what, we're gonna commit, we're gonna do it. So one thing I have found panning in the background is that I prefer just rolling stuff in as stuff rolls out rather than waiting for an update. So obviously in the future you will not see me roll stuff in during the update, but what I would do is I will do a behind the scenes kind of video where I film myself rolling it, if that makes sense. So yeah, anyway, let's jump into the video. I'm going to go through what I've hit pan on since I started in December, what I'm currently working on, where everything's at, and yes, it's almost like an update, but it's actually an intro for a project that's been going on behind the scenes. Anyway, let's just jump into the video so I can show you guys. I'm so excited how much progress I've made just since December, because honestly when I tell you, all of these palettes were completely untouched. Like, I was embarrassed to say they were that untouched. Okay, so we're going to start with showing you what I've made progress in so far. So I'll start with the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. So I have hit I have hit pan in the shade, is it Aura? This one here. It's just a brown. I was using it in my brows and I used it as like an outer corner shade. Obviously the pan is quite big because I carried on using it because I was doing like an expand the pan, but then I realised by doing that I was kind of taken away from the other shadows. So I probably will do an expand the pan, sorry about that. I will probably do an expand the pan again once I'm feeling like I'm happy. Maybe once I've got 10 pans, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, it took me 18 days of use to hit pan in that. That includes in my eyebrows and in my outer corner on my eye and sometimes on my lower lash line. I did it like that. So yeah, so I might have used it in 3 different ways, but 1 day, so 18 days. And then the next palette is my Huda Beauty Empowered palette. So the first shade I hit pan on was the shade Rebel up here. This took me 21 uses. I pretty much just used this as, I think it was a crease shade, and then I was using it in my outer corner, not to like darken up too much, but for like really light shadows. And then the other one that I hit pan in, I don't think you can actually see the pan, oh you can kind of, is Purpose. This is the gel shade, so I have actually been using it as a liner. So yeah, it only took me 7 uses because I was really dipping in there because I was like, I hate this shade, because black scares me and I am partially blind, so doing eyeliner on one eye is absolutely fine, but then doing it on the other eye, it's like a messy, blobby mess. It goes everywhere. But I have actually continued to practice, so, and I am getting better. My husband can confirm I'm getting better. My blind girlness is slowly getting better. And then the other shades that I hit pan in are from my P. Louise Go Shorty It's Your Birthday palette. I think this is for her 30th birthday. I feel like this came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I don't But it was in my collection completely unused. To be honest, I would have thrown this palette away completely because it's bulky and annoying when I had to move all of my stuff into my bedroom. However, I really like it just because I don't want to like blind you with the thing, but it's just so neutral. It's just easy colours, if you know what I mean. Like, and I just thought, considering the only other palettes I have was the Huda Beauty ones, this will be a nice, more everyday. But I do actually prefer my Huda Beauty palettes. They are a lot better. Not that this is bad, it's just not my favourite. P. Louise isn't my favourite, but I do really like P. Louise as well, but it's not my favourite, but it's not bad. Anyway, the shades I hit pan on were, I'll probably do it this way. Let's Celebrate Here. So this took me 19 uses. The shimmers are actually really easy to hit pan on in this. The mattes not so much. So this is Forever Loyal, and I actually hit this organically because I was using this as a lid setting shade. So yeah, that is my 5 pans that I hit since December. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at with my progress with those. So I will now show you the current progress of the ones that I'm working on and how I'm doing so far. The way that I've been doing this project in my head is that I have one shade from each palette, and then in my P. Louise palette I have one shade from this bit and then one shade from the drawer. So that gives me 4 shades altogether, and I just randomise a shade from the Tiny Decisions app. I just found that was easier to get progress across all palettes so far, because that's what I want, that's my aim. So yeah, I'm doing it a bit differently, but it's fine. So the first shadow that we have is from the Rose Quartz Huda Beauty. I can't talk today. I think it's because I haven't filmed in so long, and I'm kind of excited but also really nervous, and I'm filming right by my window, and I live on a main road, so everyone keeps staring at me. So awkward. Anyway, so the shade that we are currently working on in this palette is Joy. So that's this one here. Give it a little swatch. I have got this on my eyes today. I do really like this shade. It does sort of like disappear. I say disappear, like it's not, I feel like if you want it to really pop, you need a shade underneath, if that makes sense. Like a pink to really brighten it up, but it is a nice, really nice shade. I can't talk today, I'm so sorry. So I have currently used this one 14 times. It was completely unused when I rolled it in, so all of that, I feel like there's a little dip. I feel like there's a little dip there. Yeah, there's a little dip. We're gonna go with there's a little dip. It's taken longer than I thought it would. I thought that these shimmers would be easier than the mattes, but for me the mattes seem easier. I don't know why. So yeah, that's what we're working on in that palette. I'm rolling my sleeves up so I don't want to get my jumper too messy. And then in my Empowered palette, I obviously only just rolled out Purpose. So I have rolled in the shade Winner, which is kind of like a grey purpley shade. It's a bit messy. So it is, where is it? This shade here, next to Rebel, the other one I worked on. So I'm thinking of going for some more purpley looks. And then this is what it looks like. I have actually used it while exploring this palette because it is used. And this palette was completely unused when I started this project. So yeah, I'm thinking more purpley looks, but I haven't actually used it as of yet. I am on 0 uses so far for that one. So we will see. And then in my P. Louise palette, so funny that this is the one I rolled in. So I rolled in this one, Intuitive, literally alongside these 2 pans. So I'll have like 3 pans in a row. It's basically just like a really pale shade. I could use this as a lid setting shade actually. It's not too bad. But I currently use it in my crease for like a really subtle everyday look that I'm probably going to wear to work because these mattes do take me a while to hit pan in. I've currently used this 12 times. I feel like there is a dip and there is some disturbance, but I think it might take a while. I don't know. We're currently on 12 uses. And then in the drawer, we are currently working on the shade Burnt and Learnt. So this one's a bit of a darker shimmer, and I'm not the biggest fan of darker shimmers. However, this one isn't too intense, and it does go really nicely with the intuitive shade. So yeah, that's the current colour story that I am working with across the board palette. Sometimes I try and use the shades together or mix them, 2 shades for each look. At the moment, I'm really homing in on the shade Joy and getting to know my Rose Quartz palette. So I'm currently, for the last 3 days, have only used this palette. And then I might do the same with Empowered and the same with that, because I also want to use, as much as I want to use these and hit pan, I also want to really get to know the palettes and explore using them in different ways. So yeah, that is currently what I'm working on. That's my current colour story. It's not too intimidating, it's not too much. So yeah, really enjoying doing eyeshadow panning again. Like, I feel like myself again. Like, I feel like I haven't felt like myself for a long time, and that's nothing against motherhood or anything. I think if you've been on my channel before, you will know that I've had a really rocky time mentally, up and down, and since being pregnant I've had so much support, and I just feel really positive and like myself again. So yeah, I'm really excited to be doing panning again. I talk you through some of the rules that I have for this project for myself. So I do have, originally I was like, I'm just gonna go with hit pan, and then when I rolled in purpose, I was like, I hate this shade, and my brain just went, I need to have rules for myself. So because it's 2025, I have put in a stipulation that I have to use each shade at least 25 times, and if I think pan is too far away and I'm not enjoying the shade and I don't want to force myself, I can be like, do you know what, you have used that shade, you've got to know it, all these different things, so then I can roll it out. I think 25 is quite a lot, but sometimes I do makeup to leave the house, and sometimes I just sit here and play with eyeshadows to calm myself down after a crazy, hectic day. I currently have a 1-year-old who has tantrums, so sometimes when he has a nap, to calm myself, not calm myself down, but to like reset myself ready for the afternoon tantrums, I will come in and do my eyeshadow and chill out and just reset myself emotionally so that I can give him the attention that he needs with his big emotions. So yeah, anyway, that's my rules, is that I have to use them 25 times before I can roll them out. Fingers crossed that works. So far, I've not had to do it. I thought I was going to have to do it on purpose, but we were really digging in there, so it's fine. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. This is my update. I feel like I'm trying to just long this out now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I think I am going to maybe update around the 20th of each month, maybe, because I'm filming this on the 21st, so maybe around a similar time each month I will do an update for this project. I am also doing a project pan, which will have an update soon. I had an intro, I filmed it, none of the audio recorded for some reason, so I'm just going to do the intro and the first update together. Kind of similar to this, it's all a bit chaotic and everywhere, but we are jumping in head first and we're just going to do it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for future updates. And yeah, if you are project panning, by the way, I think I do subscribe to everyone who does, but if I'm not subscribed to you, or I mean, I don't know if you've now subscribed to you, I don't subscribe to me, but anyway, if I'm not subscribed to you, or if you're a new panner and you started posting videos in the last years, I haven't had the opportunity to know who you are, please let me know in the comments below so that I can follow your journey. I absolutely am obsessed with project panning videos. It's like my hyper focus special interest vibe, and I'm just obsessed with it. I've been obsessed with it for a very long time, and I've been scared to record my own for a very long time, but I'm back. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.